The Chiefs are 7-2 through their first 9 games of the season. And with the midpoint of the year now in the rearview mirror, they have a massive opportunity to take hold of the AFC West with a primetime matchup against the Chargers on deck. It's been a weird season for the Chargers, who, despite a point differential of -28, have hung on to a symbol of 5-4 record. Their last 3 victories have been by a combined 8 points, but wins are wins, and the Chargers have managed to stay alive through a rash of injuries at various positions. Quarterback Justin Herbert deserves credit for leading the Chargers to that record through some tough circumstances, but it's been a strange season for him too. In fact, since Week 5, Herbert is averaging just 5.45 yards per attempt. That's the lowest mark in the NFL for quarterbacks with at least 100 passing attempts, and a steep drop from his 7.46 yards per attempt last season, which ranked 11th in the NFL. Still though, Herbert is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game, and while this season hasn't gone the way many expected statistically, he still has them in a position to make a run at the playoffs. He'll be facing a Chiefs defense on Sunday that's playing with a ton of confidence, as they're the 6th best scoring defense in the NFL since Week 7. They've held opponents to just a 33% conversion rate on 3rd down in that span, the 5th best mark in the NFL, while racking up 13 sacks, the 4th most in the league. One of the guys right in the middle of all that success has been defensive tackle Chris Jones, who has 5 sacks in his last 4 games. He'll obviously be somebody to watch against a banged-up Chargers offensive line on Sunday night. On the other side of the ball, the Chiefs are still the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL, averaging exactly 30 points per game. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes continues to lead the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and get this, Mahomes has found 10 different players for passing touchdowns this year. That's the highest tally of any team in the NFL, and within 3 of matching the NFL record with 8 games still left to go. In short, the varied and dynamic passing attack that the Chiefs talked about all offseason has taken shape. They'll look to stay hot on Sunday against a Chargers defense that, just like their offense, is talented but banged up. Those injuries are partially responsible for some struggles this year, as this is the number 29 scoring defense in the league. Specifically, they've really had trouble against the run. LA is yielding the 3rd most rushing yards per game in the NFL, and they've allowed a league most 4 runs of 50 or more yards. The Chiefs averaged 5.7 yards per rush last week, their best mark of the season, and they should have an opportunity to find some similar success on Sunday night. Lastly, let's talk about some math. This is a tipping point in the AFC West race, as a Chiefs win would mean a 3-game lead and the head-to-head tiebreaker over the Chargers, so essentially a 4-game advantage with only 7 games remaining. The Chiefs would still control their own destiny in the division even with a loss, but their lead would narrow to just 1 game. These matchups with the Chargers are always memorable, and this one likely won't be any different. There's a ton on the line yet again, and there's no better stage for it all to take place than on Sunday Night Football.